today to welcome Lori Hanson to this event. You're going to spend the next hour with this very entertaining, inspirational, high energy dynamo known as the Success Whisperer, which, by the way, I think is an awesome tagline. She is an expert at mindset and success. She is committed to helping female leaders amplify their voices, gain more trust and respect, and release what is holding us back from reaching our next level. She's inspired and motivated thousands of people globally in 14 plus years as a keynote speaker. She delivers inspirational, interactive, value-packed, fun programs for conferences, events, and teams. She's coached over 200 clients to clearly define and create their next level and to let go of limitations to realize their dreams. Lori integrates a foundation of nutrition, mindset, and strategy to build your foundation for success. Clients gain more confidence, courage, and balance while reaching big goals. She's an award-winning author of 5 books and has appeared on international radio and TV and has published in nationally recognized magazines and newspapers. Lori knows personally there are no limits, and so please join me in giving a warm welcome to our special guest, the Success Whisperer, Lori Hanson.
Thank you, Lolly. Thank you, everyone. I'm seeing a lot of names. I'm not seeing a lot of faces, but let me just say for those of us that are, hey, I see the hands. For those of us who are in Colorado, thank goodness this is virtual. So I'm just going to take a second to set up my slides here, and we will get started if I can. This is what happens when you need granny glasses. I think that'll take me. Oh. 1 second, I got to get my glasses. Can't see what I'm doing. All right. Put all these things on. Okay, here we go. It's Sunday morning. I'm sitting in the living room with my family. We're watching the final of the French Open. Martina Navratilova is the 70s. I always was extra nervous when Chrissy played Martina. But on this day, Chrissy won, as she did 90% of the time, a record that she still holds over all men and women in the Open era. I wanted to be the next Chrissy Everett. I wanted to be a tennis player so bad. Are there any sports fans here? Put it in the chat. Any sports fans here? Any sports moms here? Put a yes, I am in the chat if you're a sports fan or a sports mom. Light it up in the chat window for us so we know everybody is listening. Well, as a young girl, I was really intrigued by watching these tennis players play their matches. How one thing, one ball, one bad game could impact people, and they'd be, oh man, be walking around the court. I can't move very far, sorry. They'd be walking around the court like this, and their body language is all about, I'm gonna lose. But the champions had a bad ball, had a bad game. They just shrugged it off. They're there on the baseline. They're ready to go. Their energy's up. Their energy is screaming, I'm here to win. Bam, 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 bam. Yay! I'm the French Open winner. Just think, what could you do if you made the choice to focus on your dreams, to go after your desires, and believe that you could have it? What could you do? It's not out of reach. It's certainly not silly. And your imagination helps to fuel your brain for those things that you want. What would you do if you believed you had no limits? Well, I am the Success Whisperer, and my goal today is to inspire and empower you to release your fears and doubts and to give you the courage to believe that you have no limits. Today, I'm going to challenge you about those stories that you have of what you can and can't do. I'm going to challenge you about your beliefs, maybe what you've done in the past and what you think you can and can't do. And I'm going to challenge you about your approach and those limitations. And I'm going to give you 3 key things that will help you to fuel your brain for success. Is that okay with you? Can't see very many of you. Is that okay with you? Put it in the chat. Let me know. All right, so I would like to stop my share for just a moment. I would love to see everybody on screen, because if we were in a room together, I would have us all stand up right now. And even though we're virtual, I'm going to ask you to all stand up right now, because I want to change the energy in the room. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to shake your hands, shake your hands. Now you can't see, shake your booty, shake your hands, shake your booty, shake your hands. We just want to change the energy. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, put a big smile. Let's put a lot of smiling in this room. Can everybody make a heart? Can we share some love? And now bring your arms up and around you. Give yourself a big hug, because you're amazing. Isn't that the best hug you've had so far today? Right? Isn't that the best hug you've had today? All right. Well, I have studied athletes for a very long time, and celebrities and successful people, because I'm fascinated by how they succeed. And I'm curious about why they fail, why they lose. You see, when I was growing up, I was never good enough. I never made the gym team. I never made it first chair in the orchestra, first chair violin. I did make it to second, but never first. I never made straight A's, but you know what? I was studying BOYS. I didn't care. And I wasn't really one of the cool, popular kids. And I don't know about you, but I was never the first chosen for volleyball or basketball. You might be able to tell, maybe you can't. I'm 5'1". It didn't get any better than this, right? So I was never the first one, but I got my presidential award 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So I got that going for me. Now, I don't know if they even still do presidential awards, but that's what they were doing back in the day. My self-esteem was lacking, which is why I got so inspired by watching these athletes. Now, I'm from Chicago, so Michael Jordan is somebody I've studied. I'm a big golf fan, so Tiger Woods is somebody I've studied. Rafa Nadal is the tennis world's definition of never give up. I get so inspired by studying these people, but we're not all athletes. It may not relate to everybody, so let's look at some other people. Anybody here ever hear of Morgan Freeman? Put Morgan Freeman's, your favorite Morgan Freeman movie in the chat window. I'm going to open my chat so I can see it here. Put your favorite Morgan Freeman movie in the chat. Did you know that Morgan Freeman was on TV, and then he did the electric, there you go, the electric company. Thank you, Heather. He was doing all kinds of things for kids for years, and he didn't make it until he did Driving Miss Daisy and Glory. And now, what? He's a worldwide name. When you hear his voice narrating, whether it's a documentary or a commercial or something, you know who that is right then, don't you? That's persistence. Okay, anybody here ever hear of Rocky? Can I see a yes in the chat window if you've heard of Rocky? Did you know that Sylvester Stallone wrote the movie? He went to all the big studios, pitched the movie, wanted them to pick it up, and they said, well, we'll take the movie. We'll give you $300,000, which would be about $1 million today. But no, we want Burt Reynolds or Jimmy Caan or Ryan O'Neal to play the lead. And Stallone was like, nope, I wrote the movie. I want to make it. I want to be the lead. 10 months later, Rocky was nominated for not 1, not 2, not 3, 10 Grammy Awards, 10 Grammy Awards. won for best screenplay and best actor. Does it pay to be persistent and go after your goals? I think so. Well, Jack Canfield, that name may resonate with you or not. Jack Canfield, who endorsed my very first book. I got the endorsement the day before I went to press. And he did that before I actually began to coach with him or before he knew me personally. He and Mark Victor Hansen went to 144 publishers and asked them to publish their book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. Anybody hear of that one? They were told no 144 times. 144 no's. And they were at a book expo and they finally found a publisher that said, you know what, we'll give it a shot. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. When the book took off, Hazelton took out a full-page ad in the New York Times and said, thank you to 144 publishers that said no. Do you know that book is now 275 titles, 43 languages, and over 500 million have been sold worldwide. Now, if you're not an elite athlete, you're not an author, you're not an actor, you're not a celebrity, how in the world do you get yourself pumped up? How in the world do you go from here to creating an extraordinary, magical life and realizing the dreams and goals that you have? Well, let's see. Oh, my PowerPoint is being sketchy here. There we go. So it starts by looking at where you're at. Where are you today? So put in the chat window, and I'm going to open up the chat again so I can see how many of you are exactly where you wanted to be today. Okay, Sandy, it doesn't count. You're retiring. How many of you are exactly where you wanted to be today? Or close, or not even close, still working on it, still trying to figure it out. All right, we got one. Yay for Christy and Sandy, still figuring it out. Okay. So go ahead and post those there for me. So I want you to think about this. So here we are in January, and this is part of why we wanted to do this program in January. As you think about last year, did you hit or did you miss your goals? Did your relationships get any better or get any worse? Is your weight more or less than it was a year ago, or more or less the same? Are you numb? Are you distracted? Are you frustrated? Are you irritated? All the negativity, all the doom and gloom that's going on? If so, I have a question for you. How much time do you spend scrolling? Or maybe I should do it this way. How much time do you do you ever go out to do something and you get caught up and then you go, oh, well, what did I go out here for? We all do it, right? We all do it. So think about that, because what you're consuming impacts what's going on in your head. So you're where you are today. And I want to ask you, what is your story? What is it you want more of in your life? And what's missing in your life? So these are some things that we're going to think about today. So you might be feeling the pressure to set a goal to improve your quality of life. You're here, so you have some interest, hopefully, in making some change. And by the way, I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm so excited to have this time to spend with you. But what if you really decided, this is what I want to do? Well, but I'm good at those goals and I suck at those goals. Those never work. Whether it's business ones or the personal ones, maybe some you're really good at and others not so much. So do you realize here we are, January 18th, 80% of people who set a New Year's resolution have already given up? There's not much of a commitment to a New Year's resolution, is there? It's like, well, I resolve I'm going to do this, but there's not much of a commitment to that. So I want you to think about what beliefs what experiences, what excuses, and memories are holding you back from moving forward? Think about that a little bit. So let's go ahead and begin to look at and explore and dive into our 3 keys for shifting your mindset to fuel you to moving forward. Hopefully this is going to see if I can figure out why we're not, why we're not moving forward here. I think I can get this guy. There we go. Okay. So first question I have for you is, how bad do you want what you want? How bad do you want it? Athletes hate to lose. You ever see an athlete? You ever hear about these guys? John Elway, I've heard, is so competitive that if he loses, like playing pool, he plays until he wins. Some of these people are really, really driven, very, 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 very competitive. I was competitive too. I hated losing too, but I wasn't very good at playing cards and I sucked at running. So, that was kind of worthless. But an athlete hates to lose. And their top priority is then what? Winning. So how bad do you want what you want in your life? How bad do you want to create that next level of success in your business, in your career, in your retirement, in where you're going from here? How much do you want that dream of yours? How much do you really want it? And here's a really important thing to think about. Have you given yourself permission to go after it, to have it, to enjoy it? I think we're mostly women here. Permission is oftentimes a big thing. Well, that's why as Lale said, I work with women a lot to help them speak up, amplify your voice. And lastly, think about how much are you willing to invest time, energy to make things happen. All right, so I've got 7 aspects of life that I want to help you look at, because this is where we start to move from where you are to where you want to be. Taking an inventory of what's happening in your life can be really, really helpful. So let's look at what I call the 7 aspects of life. Number 1, you have physical. That would include nutrition and exercise and all that good thing. Relationships, you have relationships at work, you have professional relationships, personal relationships, romantic relationships, and most important, your relationship to yourself. You have financial. You also have your recreational, your career, your social, and spiritual. So we have 7 different aspects that, sorry, I'm not sure why. Okay, there we go. Quality of life that contribute to your quality of life, or your best life, or your magical life, whatever feels good. But these are all the components that contribute to what happens. Now, the thing is, they're not usually all at the same place at the same time, are they? Sometimes finances are up. Sometimes relationships are up. Sometimes physical is up. So what we're going to do is I am going to show you a little grid here. And I want you to complete this grid. So hopefully you've got some paper and some pen and pencil there that you can complete this grid. And I'm going to give you about 3 minutes because I want you to think about this. I don't want you to rush it. I want you to think about it. So what in your physical life, 0 to 10, what level of satisfaction is it? 0 to 10, what do you want it to be? What's the priority number of those 7 aspects of your life? If it's not where you want it to be, are you willing to change? And if you're willing to change, what action will I take before January 31st? So I'm going to start the clock right now for 3 minutes. And I'm going to go get a quick remedy for my little PowerPoint thing here. So you guys work on that. I will be right back. Okay, you've got about 20 seconds left.
Is it just me or should all the wants be 10?
Should what? Oh, should they all be 10?
It's not just you, Michael.
Life doesn't really work that way. I used to think it did. All
I
right.
still want it.
All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into a breakout room, and we're going to go into a breakout room for 2 minutes, and 2 of you will be paired up in each breakout room. Now write down, here's what I want you to share with each other. So, and we'll send out a message after the first minute to say that it's time for partner A and partner B to switch. So the first person to go is going to be the person with the shortest hair, okay, so that we don't waste time on who's going first. So if you have the shortest hair between the 2 of you, you'll go first. Here's what I want you to share with each other. 3 things. Number 1, what I want, top priority. Number 2, why I want it. Number 3, how will it make my life better? If it's business related, life better for my team or my employees or my management. If it's personal, how will it make my family's life better? So how is it going to make my life better? But then the ripple effect of who else's life, it will improve. Okay, so Sandy, I will have you go ahead and put us in breakout rooms, 2 people per room. We'll see you back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
That's
Well, it looks like Danielle, you've stayed here with us.
Okay.
She should be going to join with Christy. Oh, there she goes.
like she's gone. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know why my,
And I didn't have a timer.
that's okay. I've got one on.
I mean, it didn't let me set it for the 2 minutes, so I'll have
No,
to.
that's fine. It doesn't. It doesn't. You just send a thing, close it. We'll send a broadcast here. Let me see if I can type it. I don't know. Even my clicker isn't working, so I don't know if there's something. I don't know if I can type the broadcast message or not, or I can.
I can do it if you want.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Okay.
A couple extra seconds because they just got into their rooms. Okay. How many people do we have in now? Do you know? Can we see?
There was 22 when I started breakout rooms. So there's, I guess, we may be down to just 20 because it says 18 participants plus you and I guess.
Hi, sorry, I was the only one in my breakout room.
Oh, okay. You can stay. So you can go ahead and close out the room, Sandy, and it'll give them a minute to wrap up.
Okay.
You got bounced from your room, Rhythm? Is that what you said?
I was the only one.
Oh, you were the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's
That makes
okay.
you special.
We're back.
I see you coming back. Yeah, awesome. So now, as you come back, are there still some people? I think there's still some people coming back. Still got 13 seconds.
Okay, everybody should be coming back now.
We're back. I totally ignored the timer, so I got cut off.
Oh,
How many other people?
I
Okay.
got cut off too.
Yeah, I got cut off.
you did. Oh, well,
It's
we
fun,
sent out a
though.
message that said switch, but you were so engrossed you didn't see. That's okay.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Now, what I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to, and I'll open up my chat window, please post in the chat. What do you want? You don't have to put all three, but what do you want? If you want to put all three, why you want it and how it'll make your life better, that'll be fine. Putting it in writing plus speaking it out loud, guess what? That makes it a little more real. So go ahead and type in there, what do I want? Why I want it, how it will make my life better. I'm going to have you do all three. Go ahead. Got to give you a minute to type, I know. Okay. Good comments. There we go. Okay, that's good, Tracy. No, that prematurely. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Comedian in our midst. Okay.
I saw someone post on LinkedIn recently about like it was a software developer and they were like, I'm taking off now because I want to put my health, I want to enjoy my health, my best health years or something, right? Like I thought it was really an interesting way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So go ahead and continue to post. And then Lale or Sandy, I would love it if you could capture the chat as we go here too. Okay, so I want to ask you another question. So we're getting into this. What's important? Am I willing to change? What am I hope you wrote down what I'm committed to take action on by January 1st. You can do that for your number one priority. We don't want to get you overloaded. We're not trying to be perfect here. So let's just do one because we only have 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So let's just pick one thing. Make sure you wrote down what you're going to do between today, the 18th, and the 31st, what action you're going to take. So now I want to ask you, are you interested in achieving this goal or this dream or this desire, or are you committed? So John Assaraf, who is large in the personal development space and a very, very, very wealthy individual, talks about when he was first starting out and he had someone who was willing to mentor him in the real estate business. And the person said to him, are you interested in this or are you committed to this? Now think about it. You're interested in losing weight. You may or you may not prioritize that workout because, you know, it's cold and it's snowy. You may or may not have that cookie or that drink. If you're committed, you already made sure that that workout is on your calendar. You did it this morning. You're carefully selecting your food. And you have your eye on that target that you want to reach, whether it's for your health, whether it's for clarity of the mind, or whatever reason that is, you are focused and you are committed. It's a big difference between, I'd like to do that. I think I'll try that this year. And I'm doing this, right? Big difference. So when my first book came out, it's called It Started with Pop-Tarts. I left corporate to go run my business. And I invested lots of money in coaching and classes and programs to learn new skills, to write, to speak, to market, to do all these things that I needed to become as a new business owner. Well, in less than 2 years of ramping up and getting everything together and figuring out the what and the how I was going to do it, my savings was gone. And I lost my home. I was thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. I was living on popcorn and oatmeal. I kid you not. I was seriously living on popcorn and oatmeal. But I wasn't giving up. I knew this was what I was here for. Picture this. I'm dressed head to toe in an elf's outfit. I got ribbons in my hair. I got glitter on my cheeks. Cheeks are all red and rosy. I have this horrible fitting elf outfit, like a sack of potatoes, seriously. All of this for $15 an hour. And guess what? That was only 10 years ago, last month. $15 an hour. I went to be an elf. Well, I decided to take a job, and I set my focus and shifted it. I worked on my beliefs about money. What was it that caused this to happen? I paid off all that debt because I was committed to being out of debt and being on my own and being happy with where I am in life. I was committed to be debt-free, and I was successful. So what about you? What could you do if you made a commitment to go after what you listed as your priority number one? No matter what, you're committed. What could you do? I want you to think about that. So, how many of you are still crawling out of the sugar coma from the holidays? I won't make you raise your hand. I was going to put cookies and all that, but I thought I'd be nice and just put this kind of sugar. So if you have had a lot of sugar, you might be feeling blah, your focus is off, your energy is low, and you're like telling everybody, I don't know why I don't have any energy. I just, and my clothes don't fit, my pants are tight. This is what happens. And now it's all the way back to Halloween. They say we start to lose weight. Well, here's something that I want you to know. In case you've never heard this before, 1 teaspoon of sugar lowers your resistance, your immune system for the next 3 to 5 hours by 50%. 1 teaspoon of sugar lowers your resistance by 50% for the next 3 to 5 hours. This is a word. Why everybody's getting sick and why all these things are happening. So if you want to have good focus, if you want to go after what it is you want in life, you got to have a clear head and your body's got to function in a way that's supporting you. So think about this. You have 1 gallon of gas in your gas tank. You got 300 miles to go. You got to make it? I don't think so. But we skip meals, we run around, we do all these things, right? If you put sand and Karo syrup in your fuel tank, how well is your automobile going to run? Not very well, is it? And yet we put junk and sugar and sugary drinks and sauces and fried foods and boxed foods and canned foods in our body. And then we want to know why we don't feel good and why we have chronic pain and why we don't have good energy, and why it's hard to concentrate. Athletes focus. They really focus on what it is they want to do. Now, they hire people to help them do it. So athletes have a coach or a team of coaches, one that helps with nutrition, one that helps with the swing, one that helps with the head, one that helps with the strategy. So they have a team of people to help them focus on reaching their goal because they want to win. Successful business people have coaches, from people like you and me all the way to Oprah Winfrey. Someone that helps you by listening, that points out your blind spots, that cheers you on when things may not have gone the way you wanted, somebody that really helps to keep you focused. Did you know that as of November, there's an average of 1.5 million searches on Google every month for life executive or business coach? People want to get from where they are to where they want to be, and they want help to get there. And this is why focus is so important. So as you think about the focus, you want to boost your energy, right? Boosting your energy comes from creating a foundation that will support you. What in the heck do you mean? Well, I'm talking about nutrition. So two things that I do in helping people is, one, we look at brain chemistry, which I'll tell you a bit more about in just a moment. And two, we look at your basis of nutrition. You want to feel good. You want to have good energy. You want to be pain-free. Get back to a healthy, wholesome way of eating and adopt that as your lifestyle. So often I work with people, they start with a cleanse. I call it a cleanse for clarity. Once you've cleansed your body and your mind, it's a lot easier to go, I want to do that and believe in it, than when you're sluggish, you're struggling with insomnia and stress and all these things. So to boost your energy, it all starts with nutrition. Input, output, right? Input, output. So your brain has 4 mood neurotransmitters that it uses to properly function. These help you focus. These affect your mood, your attitude, cravings, your concentration, your ability to deal with stress, and also how sensitive you are. If you're crying at TV commercials, your brain endorphins are probably a little bit depleted. So it's important to look at these things so that you can perform at the best that you've got available. So do you want to be in an old beater? I have a slide where there's cars, rust all over it, but I decided to spare you. Or do you want to perform at your best? Be a high performance machine. Now, if you're interested, you can go take the brain chemistry test. It's absolutely free. Testmybrainchemistry.com and see if your brain is depleted. If your brain is depleted, which commonly is from the American diet, then it will impact your ability to perform. Now, let me show you another thing that helps you with how you perform. So I can't see you all, but I'm just going to walk you through this. So everybody take your arm and point out in front of you. Point your finger out in front of you. Okay. From where you're sitting, I want you to take that arm and turn and point as far behind you as you can and look where that point is and remember where that point is. Okay. Don't swivel your chair. Now bring your arm back. Now let's do the same thing by visualizing it. So put your hands together, put them in your lap, close your eyes. We're just going to visualize doing that. All right. So now close your eyes, visualize, put your arm in front of you, out in front. And now see yourself taking that arm around behind you. And as you take it behind, I want you to go farther this time than you did the first time. Farther than you did the first time. Okay. See where that spot is? In your mind, bring your arm back around. Okay. Now open your eyes. Now you've already mentally done it. Let's do it. Put your arms out there. Point at me. Put your arms out there. Let's go. Ready? Go farther this time than you did the last time. Look at that. You do it? We didn't have any heads spinning. No Linda Blair's or anything happened, right? So you can use your mind to make gains. Use your mind to make gains, either physically or with your goals. Your mind is a powerful, powerful option that you have. So what's the next thing that's a problem when you're working on going after your dreams and your goals and desires? Think about how many times you tell people, well, I'm this or I'm that, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. You're fighting for your limitations. Every time you put that label out there and say, well, I can't do that. Well, I tried to do that before and I can't. Now I tried to get a promotion. I tried to get a raise. I tried to lose 15 pounds. Every time you say that, you're affirming it. When your mindset is not aligned with your goals or your dreams, you can't fathom reaching it. So beliefs are what? Beliefs are a statement that you've heard over and over again, heard or said over and over again until you believe them, right? Positive statement, negative statement over and over again. This is why there's so much going on in the country. We have people believe this, we have people who believe that. A lot of it was ingrained when you were young. Unless you've done things to shift that, then it is still the same. Did you know that by the time you were 4 years old, you were told no an average of 50,000 times? 50. No, don't go there. No, don't jump in the pool. No, don't run in the highway. No, don't drink the Drano. And then we're supposed to feel confident to ask for what we want and feel like we can get it. Fear. I have an acronym for you. I want you to write this down. So fear, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So you're imagining something in your brain that hasn't even happened. You're worrying. You're just, oh my goodness. All your energy is going into that. Sooner or later, you're going to win the lottery, and what you're worried about is going to happen. You can also use your brain to imagine what you want to happen and how good it feels. So let's talk about that. Successful people, successful athletes, anyone that's done something really successful that was out of reach, they believe they can do it. Never done it before, you've got to believe that it's possible. You've got to believe it. If you don't believe it's possible, there is no way it's going to happen, is there? No way that it's going to happen. So shifting your mindset is something that's really critical to helping you believe that something is possible in your life. Your thoughts have vibration. You want to shift your mindset. We're going to adjust that lens that you're looking through and adjust the awareness. Your thoughts have vibration, just like a radio station. You can tune in to the rock and roll station or the chamber quartets or the country station. Your thoughts are the same way. You can be really, really negative and you'll find a whole bunch of company there. Or you can shift to where you're focusing on positive things and things that make you feel good all day long. You get more of what you focus on. That's just the way it works. I have a little game I play. Have you ever been driving and you expect the lights to turn green for you? I do it all the time. It is so much fun. Like, oh, there goes another one. There goes another one. There goes another one. I expect the lights to turn. So you want to focus on what you want. And you want to ignore that part of reality that isn't what you want. You've probably not heard that before. You are not limited to the reality that you have today. You have the ability to shift what you believe and control your thoughts. You have emotions. You are not your emotions. I'm going to say that again. You have emotions. You are not your emotions. So how do we go about this? I want to give you a couple of short things to think about. But first, I want to tell you a story about a gal that really didn't believe. She was doing 2 jobs. Somebody quit. She was doing 2 jobs. She was really frustrated. She wanted more money. And so we helped her to define how much more money she wanted. But the first thing we had to do was help her to let go of that belief, because her entire life, her mom said, honey, you're lucky for any amount of money you get. She had never negotiated. So she decided how much she wanted. It was sizable. We worked on how she was going to approach it. That's energy. And then helped her believe that she could have it. And she got a raise and a promotion of over 20%. What could you do if it was easy to negotiate, if you had the tools to shift your mindset and go after what you want and confidently have the right energy and expect it? Pretty cool, huh? How do you begin to do that? I call it morning mindset. So you take time first thing in the morning, breathe 5 to 15 minutes. Start with 5, move it up to 15, and take time to take deep breaths. It will calm you. If we had more time, I'd walk you through these right now. Second is affirmations. If you've never used affirmations, I love creating them, and we can do that after the 5 o'clock time if you want. But affirmations are positive statements that you say over and over, and what happens? They become beliefs, right? And visualization. You ever watch a player, and basketball is the easiest one to think about. So you see a guy standing at the free throw line, right? And they either bounce the ball, not this high, they bounce the ball, or they do this. They have what's called a pre-shot routine. Golfers do the same thing. That's memory of, and as they're thinking about it, they're seeing the ball go right into the net. Visualization combined with the feeling is very, very powerful. So if you wanted to sell your house, here's a tangible example. You visualize the house selling, getting the offer, slapping the sold sign on this sold sticker on the sign, and what you're going to do next. Get real, make it feel like it's right now. Very, very empowering. So I have one more quick story that I want to share with you. But before I do that, I just want to give you an invitation. So if you scan this is a gift from me that you can join me for my next level leadership forum. It's only for women. And you're going to have 60 days to come and hang out with me, to have monthly calls, to have monthly office hours. You don't need a credit card to sign up. There's no obligation to continue. But if you'd like to spend some more time together and have more input on how to select your dreams and how to go after them and how to shift your mindset, that's what we have this for. So I would love to have you there. All right, final story. There was a study done at Baylor School of Medicine back in 2002, a little while ago. And Dr. Bruce Mosley wanted to know what part of the surgery was helpful to his patients. So he divided them up into groups of 3. In the first group, he did the standard surgery, standard procedure. He sedated them and he shaved the damaged cartilage. The second one, the patients were sedated and they used the fluid and they took out the materials that they thought were causing the inflammation. The third group got fake surgery. So they were sedated. They made a little cut. They talked. They acted. After 40 minutes, they even poured saline, stitched them back up. Now afterwards, everybody was given the same post-op routine. Exercise. Everybody was given the same post-op information and guidance. That the people that got fake surgery were not told for 2 years. So Tim Perez, who was walking with a cane before surgery, is out there shooting hoops with his grandkids. He's like, happy, I'm so happy I had the knee surgery. And as this hit the news, he found out he hadn't had surgery. And he said, I now know that anything is possible, that what you believe firmly affects what happens in your life. You see, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a real or an imagined event. And that's why these small things that I've shared with you today are so powerful. So today I want to challenge you to step outside the norm. I want to challenge you to take the time to get really clear on what you want, on your desire. I want to challenge you to consciously choose every day where you focus. And I want to challenge you to shift your beliefs to support what those goals and dreams are that you have. most importantly, I want to challenge you to give yourself permission to believe that you have no limits. My question is, are you going to step in to the challenge? And if you will, in the chat box, put a yes, I am in there. Let's make a commitment and go after what it is that you want this year, because yes, you can. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow, I feel so energized.
Good.
Awesome, Lori. So like we were saying, if anyone wants to stay after, Lori's going to stay with us, and we're going to continue to get some great ideas from her through 5:30. So please feel free to stay on. But we do want to respect the time box and let everyone go at 5 who need to. Before you drop, just take 2 seconds here to look at our future WiM events. For those of you interested in doing some in-person events, we have a February event of the Ball Metal Beverage Packaging Factory in Golden, Colorado. So look soon. For those of you that are WiM members, you should get an email with a link. You can sign up soon. And then in March, we're excited to be partnering with American Welding Society to bring together an automation and manufacturing mini conference that will be virtual. So please be on the lookout for those events. And everyone, just want to shout out to Lori. Thank you again for such a great presentation. I mean, I am energized. I'm ready to go. So awesome. Okay, so for anyone who needs to drop, you're welcome to. And otherwise, we'll move on to the after party.
Thank you, Lori. Thanks everybody for organizing.
Thanks for coming. Thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. So I'm really jazzed because like a couple of years ago, I did some coaching, and the coaching was sort of about like how to establish better boundaries so that you can kind of focus on what you want, right? And so then I feel like this is like the next evolution of that, right? Like, okay, like I've kind of gotten rid of some of the noise and I'm kind of focused on what I want. And then your pitch today was so much about, okay, well, this is how I can go get it, right? So personally, I'm really quite jazzed up here.
Yeah, good. Yay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Buzzing. I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It would
what
be a
else?
little different. It's not just goal setting that I like to talk about, because I get really jazzed when I talk about mindset. Can't help it. Really excites me. Very, very important.
Yeah, I played volleyball in college, and there were times where the coach just had us lay there on the court and visualize getting to that ball or spiking, and at the time I was like, does this really help? But I do think it does. And the more you think about what's going to happen, how are you going to react to this or that or whatever, it makes it more automatic when it does.
Can I share a quick story on visualizing with a sport? So there was a study done at the University of Chicago, and they wanted to find out the impact of practice for free throws. So they divided the players up into 3 groups. First group did no practice for 30 days. Second group went in and physically practiced free throws for 30 minutes. Third group sat and visualized. They went to the gym, sat and visualized like you're talking about for 30 minutes. And they practiced the free throws in their mind. End of 30 days, group didn't practice, no improvement. Group that practiced improved 24%. Group that visualized improved 23%, only 1% difference. That's how impactful it is. Seeing it as already happening.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what else did you guys get from the presentation?
So I'd like some examples of affirmations.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you would ask that. So what would you like an affirmation about? You have a topic in mind that you'd like an affirmation about?
Well, I had kind of created some words before for myself of how I want to be, energetic, engaged, active. But
Yeah,
Do
so
you-
let me give you some of the guidance around creating an affirmation. So number one, I don't like to call it rules. Number one, you always want to start with the words I am. I am, and then a feeling ing word is always very powerful. I am enjoying playing in the snow with my kids or my dog or whatever. So I am, and then a feeling ing word. And you want it to be stated in the present tense. Okay. So it's not like I am enjoying waiting for the sunset to come next March, right? You don't want it out there. You want it to come right now today. The other thing is that our subconscious loves rhymes. And I wrote lyrics. I wrote 13 songs in a previous relationships and we wrote and recorded them together. And so I have this, they just kind of dump on me. If I'm with a client, we'll do affirmations. I'm like, okay, here you go. Do you like this or not? But the rhymes just kind of come out. So the other thing is you want them to be fairly short so that you can remember it. So you can say it when you're driving, say it when you're walking the dogs. You want it to be something that you can easily remember. And then that little rhyme thing. So trying to think if I have one right here on the, I'll think of one. Anybody have a topic while I'm trying to think of one here? Oh, somebody's got one.
I'm struggling.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so this one doesn't rhyme, but see if you like this one, Sandy. I am enjoying the pace of life in my new home and feeling joy every day. It's not, it's just something that makes you feel good. That's not attached to something that you want to manifest, but it's just, you can think about that as you get ready to live in your new home. Some little something. Anybody have anything specific? Lala, you have anything specific you want to toss
So
out?
I guess the one that I'm kind of thinking about is kind of like feeling confident, and not necessarily about like my personal life, but more about like that my ideas matter, like from a career standpoint, maybe more so than like my personal, like in my personal life, I feel very confident about that. But like, I want to be able to like get more comfortable with expressing my ideas and feeling like they're valuable, even if, maybe the audience isn't that engaged with them or doesn't show it.
So this is what I do, and then you can play with it.
Okay.
I'm confident, trusted, and respected as I speak and people listen. Sounds a
I
little
like it.
wordy, but or you could change it. I am feeling full of, here we go, full of confidence, trust. That doesn't work with the trust and respect. But anyway, I'm feeling full of confidence as I speak. People listen, which brings me more trust and respect. So you could invert it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Invert it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like the idea of like, I mean, I tend to be pretty confident. So it's really about like putting myself out there further,
Yeah, speaking up. Yep.
Yeah, speaking
Yep.
up more. So
Yeah.
I like it.
I
How about
feel-
some of the other people who
Yeah.
are on the call? Is there anything you would like an affirmation around?
Lawrence, you got that gorgeous smile over there. Anything I can?
Well, so I am thinking about my next career opportunity right now.
Okay.
So a few months ago, right before the holiday, I stopped working for my last company. We were just going through some changes and everything. And I intentionally decided to take a break, to
Good for you.
focus, because I don't want just a job. I do very well at any job that I've gotten. I've always gone all out. But this time, I want more. I want an opportunity to really feel like I'm making a difference, right? Which is what I do every time in every job that I've had. is I go for that, but sometimes if you're in a career where, oh yeah, you're too nice, yeah, but I am bringing in a lot of revenue because I care, not because, you know. So anyway, I don't know how to go on.
I'm thinking, hang on. I am celebrating my success and film. with, Hang on one sec, it's coming here. Oh, this is good. It's a little long, but again, you can play with it, and feel free, you guys feel free to email me if you want to. Okay, so here we go. I am celebrating my success and filled with satisfaction. Giving our time to write. As I make an impact, or as I have an impact, as I make an impact where I shine.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's it just happens. I love doing these.
Oh my goodness. Where do you
That feel
live?
good?
I'm taking you out to dinner.
Oh, yay. Let's do it.
Well, and what I